Hello guys, welcome back to Selenium training. Okay, so guys, in this session again, this is the next tutorial of Selenium interview question, and this is part 3. Now the things will be more advanced in terms of more complex questions, more technical questions. Okay, we will be covering. So far we have covered 30 in part 1, 30 in part 2. It means total 60 questions we have covered so far. Okay, and in this session we will cover from 61 to 90. We will try to cover at least 30 questions in each session. Okay, now the questions will be more advanced in terms of you know in terms of more technical expertise required, and plus the concept wise also it requires good amount of knowledge on Selenium. Okay, but again I'll repeat, please go through all the Selenium videos and then jump to these interview questions. Okay, but I'm giving you guarantee, once you go through all these interview questions and everything, then you can crack any interviews in Selenium. Okay, so let's start with, so last question we covered that how to delete cookies in Selenium. Now the 61st question is that what are the different ways to refresh. Just a minute guys, let me check, sorry for that, let me check the recording is on. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so the 61st question is, what are the different ways to refresh a browser using Selenium WebDriver? Yes, it's a very important question, and they will check how will you refresh the browser. So most of the people say that, okay, yes, driver.navigate.refresh method is there. Fine, that is the right answer. But there are other ways also. So okay, so you have to tell all the different ways that we can use driver.navigate.refresh method. We can use driver.get URL or current URL also we can use. So driver.get current URL also will refresh the page, and then it will give you the URL, although we don't realize that it's actually refreshing the page or not. And after that, we have another method, that driver.navigate.to URL. You just need to pass the URL with the driver.navigate.to method, okay, on the current URL, or we can use driver.navigate.to on the get current URL. You can use like this also, because this inner method, driver.get current URL, will give you what exactly the current URL is going on, and then we can pass the same thing into navigate.to method, so it will refresh the browser. And the last option is, obviously we have to press F5, right? By pressing the F5 we can refresh the page. So on any specific text box element, a simple driver.find element by.xpath of any text box which is there on the page, and use .send keys.f5, simple. Okay, it will refresh the page. So if you're giving answers like that, then obviously, right, 99% cases people will say that, okay, driver.navigate.refresh. But if you're giving these kind of answers, then obviously they will select you. Now the very important question, that how will you handle different browser pop-ups, as well as what is the difference between get window handle and get window handles. And sometimes they will ask you, what is a handler API, window handler API in Selenium. Similar kind of questions. So basic difference is that, what is the purpose of window handler? The purpose of window handler to handle browser window pop-up. Okay, and there are two methods. Driver.getWindowHandle is the method which returns, okay, which returns a unique ID, a unique window ID, a unique identifier of the current window, of the current page window. But if, let's see, I'm clicking on a link, another page is opening, I'm clicking on that page, one more browser pop-up is coming, it means three browsers are there. If you want to get all the window IDs for, okay, of all these three windows, right? So we have to use driver.getWindowHandles method is there. It returns a set of handles. It will return one set object of all the handles of all the pages. Okay, so I have already covered this particular topic here in this tutorial, guys. This is very important question, guys. So please go through this tutorial, and the code is also available over here in my Git repository. Okay, the class name is handle window popup, and I've already explained what is how will you switch on that particular window. Okay, what is exactly the scenario, and they will ask you in the face to face also, they will ask you to write the code for this particular case. Okay, so make sure that, okay, you are practicing enough, okay, to handle the window pop-up. They will ask you this question, and they might ask you to write the code also for this question. Okay, so the written type of get window handles is set object. Now you must know how will you iterate the set object by using iterator and everything. what is the return type of driver.get window handle, what, okay, how will you switch on that particular window. So everything I have already covered, okay, in this particular topic, guys, in this particular tutorial. So please go through it. It's very important interview question. Okay, now the next question is, what is the difference between driver.close and driver.quit? Very, very important and very simple. But most of the people, sometimes they get confused that, okay, they say that quit is close and close is quit. No, it's not like that. So the purpose of these two methods, driver.close and driver.quit, is almost same. Both are used to close the browser. But let's see, I have three browser windows or browser pop-ups are available, right? So driver.close is used to close the current WebDriver instance. Let's see, I have three browsers. Browser this one, and this one, right? So now I click on this, another pop-up is coming. I click on here, another pop-up is coming. Okay, now the control is available over here. Now if you use driver.close, this particular browser window will be closed. It will be closed. Now the focus is available over here. Now if you use driver.close, now this will be closed. Now again you will be using driver.close. Now this will be closed like this. But let's see, I have these three browsers are available. If you use driver.quit, the entire all these three browsers will be closed like this. Okay, so always remember driver.quit to close all the open WebDriver instances. All the open browser instances with the same WebDriver will be closed. But driver.close means whatever the focus is available, the driver control is available. Okay, it's available on the second browser or third browser or the first browser. Okay, on which browser the control is available, only that particular browser will be closed. Okay, so that's a basic difference between close and quit. Now, what is the difference between driver.findElement and driver.findElements command? Again, most important question, and a lot of scenario-based question they might ask you. So, driver.findElement and fileElements command is, first of all, driver.findElement returns a single web element. Okay, a single web element. If you are using driver.findElement by.xpath, it will return a single web element. But let's see, I have similar four buttons are there, four login buttons are there, login, login, login. Four login buttons are available on the same page. And then if you want to capture all those four elements, all those four buttons in the single web element list, in that case we have to use driver.webElements. Okay, so a driver.findElements we have to use when we have to interact with multiple similar kind of elements. Let's say I want to capture how many links are available on that page. Okay, it means multiple links. I know that all the links are associated with a html tag. Okay, so in that case we will be using driver.findElements. But I want to capture only single button or single link or single element. In that case I will be using driver.findElement. So I have already covered this topic, guys, so many times. Okay, so please go through it, that somewhere here. Okay, different locators, and here also I have covered in one of the scenario, in one of the, I'll provide the link in the description. Okay, so many times I have covered these kind of things. So please go through it. What is the difference between driver.findElement and driver.findElements? Okay, so one of the scenario they will ask you that how will you get to know that, okay, there are number of links, how many links are available on that page. So very simple and straightforward, driver.findElements. So the syntax will be like this: driver.findElements. Okay, let's see, by dot, and we know that all the links are associated with a tag, so I'll be using this thing, by dot tag name, and tag name will be a. Okay, so I'll be using this method, driver.findElements, like this. Please ignore these typos. Driver.findElements by dot tag name, and this, always remember, guys, they will ask you what is the return type of find elements. So return type of find elements will be list object. So you have to write like this: list of web element, like this. And then if you print like this, system.out.println sop list.size, then it will give you the size, will give you, let's see, the size is, let's see, 40. So it will give you that, okay, 40 links are available. Okay, so similar kind of things we have covered in our Selenium tutorial, so please go through it. and they will ask you that how will you find out, give an example of driver.find elements. So you have to tell that, okay, if you want to find that how many links are available on the page, how many text fields are available on the page, how many images are there on the page, right? In fact, one important question that we will cover, that how will you find the broken links. Okay, so we will cover that question also. Okay, so please see the difference between find element and find elements, one of the most important interview question. And what is the written type of find elements? The written type of find element is list of web element. And what is written type of find element? It's web element. Okay, so you can see that element.find element, the written type is list of web element, right? And the driver.find element, the written type is only web element. Okay, and you can check the same thing, the written type in Eclipse also, guys. See, if you see that if we are using driver.find element, let me show you some other, let's see this page, that not this page, let's see, I'll show you that how to check the return type. It's very important, that's why I'm taking some time on these things. Let's see, home page test, I'll open, and then let's see login method is there, and see simple, I'm using send keys, so username that is already defined. So see, the return type of a driver.find element is web element, or in more appropriate way I'll show you like this, guys, just a minute. Okay, not like this. Okay, simple. Let's see, I'll write some code over here. Driver dot c find element, okay, by dot xpath, and let's see, I'm writing some xpath is like this, and dot, let's see, click. So if you see the return type of driver dot find element, the return type of driver dot find element is this web element. Okay, but if I write driver.find elements, so on driver.find elements we don't perform any action. Okay, and if you see the return type of driver.find element, list of web element. Okay, guys, so please, okay, check all these okay, check all these things in my tutorials, and I think tutorial number third or fourth I have covered all these things already. Inside in the dynamic XPath also I have covered. Okay, let me check, I think it's there. Okay, but this is all about implicitly wait, and I think in tutorial numbers 5 or 6 or maybe third or fourth it's there. I'll check, I'll give the description, I'll give the URL in the description, guys. We're sure. Red link, we wanted to show. Okay, cool. So let's move to the next question. How to find whether an element is displayed on the page? Yes, so there are three different ways, guys. If you remember that I covered is displayed method, is selected method, and is enabled method, and it's a very important interview question. What is the difference between is displayed, is selected, and is enabled? How will you, or they might ask you, how will you check the visibility or availability of the availability of the element on a page? Is displayed method means this particular method is available on the page. I mean, this particular element is displayed, it means it's available or not, either it is enabled or disabled, but it's available, it will return true. Is selected is only for list object. Okay, is selected for list object. Is enabled means element is available on the page, but sometimes let's see button is disabled. So in that case, if button is disabled, this method will return false. Okay, so each and everything, guys, I have covered, okay, in my topics already. See, this is the very important, that what is the difference between is displayed, is enabled, and is selected method. And in the description also I've clearly written is displayed, and you have to remember this. Okay, you have to, guys, answer like this. Is displayed method is the method used to verify the presence of element within the page. The method returns a true value if the specific element is available on the page. Okay, if it is not available, it will return false. Is displayed method is capable to check the presence of all kind of web elements. It is applicable for all different elements, either it is image, either it is link, buttons, text fields, whatever, checkbox, anything, right? Is enabled method is used to verify that element is enabled or disabled. Let's say I told you, right, let's say one button is disabled. So is enabled method is will check that, okay, it's available on the page, but it is disabled, it will return false. If it is enabled, it will return true. Especially for buttons we use that. Is selected method is the method to use to verify that web element is selected or not. Okay, is selected method is used with radio buttons, drop downs and checkboxes. Especially for radio buttons, you want to check that, okay, if radio button is already checked, I don't want to check this. If the checkbox is already selected, I don't want to check this. So you will perform this method. Is selected will return true. If checkbox is already selected, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. If it is not selected, it means it's returning false. In that case, you will come inside the if condition and then you will click on it. Okay, so each and everything I have already covered in this particular topic, guys. So please go through it. It's very simple but very important. Don't be confused, okay, between these three methods. Is displayed, is enabled and is selected method. 100% guarantee they will ask you this question. Okay, so please go through it, and respective Java code is, I think, is also available in my Git repository. So please, the check visibility element. See, this is the code I have written, and it's already available with the proper notes I have written over here. Okay, so please go through it. Okay, so next question is that how to select a value in a drop down. So simple, to select the value in a drop down we use select class. And please guys, for select class is used to handle the drop down, and please make sure that you are aware about the code. So this is the code. Okay, that simple, you have to create the select class object, and then you have to pass that particular web element into it. See, this is the web element I have created, and this is a select class object I have created, and this element I have already passed over here. And then we have methods like select by visible text, select by index and select by value. Okay, how to handle drop down values and everything I have already covered this particular topic also in my tutorial, so please have a look. Okay, and I'll check that where what exactly the number. So but I have already covered this thing in my, and the code is also available over here. Okay, so you can check the code. Okay, that how to handle the drop down. Or yeah, and one more thing guys, how to handle the drop down and bootstrap drop down. If you remember that we covered bootstrap drop down, right? These days people are asking that how will you handle the drop down which is developed by bootstrap technology. So for bootstrap guys, I've already covered. See, if you see this thing, see how to handle bootstrap drop down. Okay, so please go through this video also. Okay, the bootstrap drop down. Okay, in bootstrap drop down we don't use select class. Okay, so please, how to select a value in drop down by using select class, and by using bootstrap drop down technology, I mean technique also, we can use that. So please go through it. And they will ask you in the select class what are the different methods are available. We have select by visible text, select by index and select by value. Okay, how to capture a screenshot in Selenium WebDriver? Very simple question. Nobody will ask you give me the code. People will ask you, yes, we can take the screenshot. Okay, and for capturing the screenshot, that we simple, we use that get a screenshot as method, as well as take a screenshot class we use. Okay, so, and sometimes what happens that, okay, sometimes a full page screenshot is not coming, so we use that this a short utility. So I'll cover that what exactly a short utility, but no need to focus on a short utility. Simple say that, okay, yes, by using the take a screenshot interface, very straightforward answer that by using a take a screenshot interface we use screenshot. Okay, they won't question any other things in screenshot. How to mouse over on a particular element in Selenium WebDriver by using actions class. Okay, all these, either it is mouse movement, double click, right click, okay, drag and drop, everything is handled by actions class. Okay, so mouse movement, how to do that? Simple, mouse movement also guys, I have already covered this topic, so please go through it. And what you have to tell, by using actions class, what is the syntax? Please create the object of action class, pass your driver over here, and simple use action dot move to element, and pass your element variable over here, the driver dot find element by dot xpath of that particular element, and pass this element over here. Okay, and one thing that I forgot to write, dot build dot perform thing that you have to write guys. Okay, dot build dot perform you have to write, otherwise it will not work. Okay, most of the people, they don't say this dot build dot perform. So whenever you are using any actions class method it's compulsory to use .build.perform. Okay, but the syntax is very simple. Create the object of actions class. Action is equal to new actions. Pass your driver instance, and simple action dot move to element. On which element? Just pass that element dot build dot perform. It will mouse over on that thing. Remember spicejet.com example we we covered. Okay, so that particular topic I have already covered, guys, that how to do the mouse movement and everything. See here, mouse movement and drag and drop, both the things by using action classes in this particular video I have already covered, so please go through it. Okay, how can we handle web-based pop-up? So web-based pop-up, that simple, that is pop-up based on uh, browser pop-up. It means the we have to switch on that particular pop-up, so we have to use window handler API. Okay, that topic, that question we have already covered. How to handle window handler API, that, see, this particular topic. Okay, you have to go through this particular video. Within 30 minutes you will get to know that. Okay, and this is one of the most important scenario based question they will ask you at a time of interview. So please, we have to use driver.switch to .window, and we have to pass window ID. But to get the window ID, we have to do something. We have to use two methods. Either it is driver.getWindow handle, if only single window is available. If multiple windows are available, that we have to use driver.getWindow handles method is there. So please go through this particular video and, okay, prepare this question accordingly. Windows based pop-up means that we know that, okay, Selenium does not support any window based pop-up. Okay, window based pop-up means, let's see, any file upload pop-up, you click on browse button and then file upload is coming. So there are two ways. The first way is that if let's see, browse button is there, if the file type is equal to, I mean the type is equal to file, in that case you just need to pass simple the path of that particular file. Okay, driver.find element by.xpath dot send keys and pass the file path location over there, it will work. Otherwise we have to use auto it and robot classes or Sikuli, these kind of third party tools we have to use. Nobody will ask you that, okay, give me the code of auto it or something. But for window based pop-up, three ways. If it is a file pop-up, then in that case we can use send keys, but make sure type attribute should be file. Otherwise we have to use auto it or robot classes or Sikuli tool, such kind of tools we have to use. I'll write Sikuli also. Okay, how to handle hidden elements in Selenium WebDriver? Very straightforward answer. To handle hidden elements, we have to use JavaScript executors, because JavaScript executor will attack directly to the HTML DOM. Okay, directly to the HTML DOM with the help of JavaScript executor. Internally it uses JavaScript methods only. The simple execute script method is there, and guys, please go through this particular tutorial, that become an expert in JavaScript. Spend some time on this tutorial, guys. You will become master, you will become genius in JavaScript executors. Any kind of question in JavaScript executor, if you know about this, okay, if you have seen this particular video, you can give any damn questions answers in, okay, for JavaScript executors. And the entire class file is also available over here. If you see JavaScript executor concept, okay, each and everything I have covered. Okay, that how will you click on element, okay, how will you refresh the page by using JavaScript executor, how will you get the title of the page by using JavaScript executor, get the page text, scroll down, scroll page view, okay, everything, how will you change the color, how will you draw the border, how will you generate the alert, how will you click on element by using JavaScript executor, how will you refresh the browser also, each and everything, guys, I have covered over here. Okay, the vertical scrolling and everything by using JavaScript executor we have to use. So if you cover this topic, I mean if you cover this tutorial and if you watch this, I'm pretty much sure that, okay, you can give any interview question in JavaScript executor. And guys, JavaScript executor is very, very important. Why? Because they will ask you at a time of interview for sure. There are questions now, people are asking about JavaScript executor, and they're asking about the coding also, I mean the syntax also. So please go through this video and refer this class. Okay, refer this class. The class name is this JavaScript executor concept.java. Okay, and yeah, Now the very famous interview question, that how will you find broken links in a page? I cannot explain you right away because it will take another half an hour to explain how will you find the broken link, and you have to write some specific code for that. But the code, the example for you guys, I've already prepared the tutorials, if you remember, how to find the broken links. So here it is. See how to find broken links in links and images both. Sometimes some images are also broken. Sometimes you see that, okay, one image is there and having cross button or some, I mean cross icon is there, image is not loaded properly, or broken images are there, right? So how will you handle such kind of thing? And broken links, you click on any link and you are getting 404 error or 500 error. So this is a 45 minutes of video, guys, and some kind of coding we have to write it over here. So please go through it. It's very important. See, I'll check what exactly the class name somewhere, broken link text. I have already checked in my code. Broken link text, I think it should be there. If it is not, I'll check in the code for that broken links. Okay, maybe I haven't checked in this code. Okay, but please go through it, you will able to understand. It's very simple, but there is a concept, okay, that how will you find the broken links on the basis of some certain conditions you have to apply. But guys, it's a very famous interview question they are asking. You have to write the code. Okay, the interviewer is asking the code also at the time of face to face. So please, or if you're giving any Skype round or any WebEx round, you have to share the screen and you have to write the code, right? So please go through it, it's very important. Okay, how to find more than one element in the list? So more than one element, in that case I have already covered that driver.find elements method that we have to use to find the more than one element in that case. Okay, so that top is already covered. How to read JavaScript variable in Selenium WebDriver? Simple. So JavaScript variable, how to define the JavaScript variable? First of all, simple. It's like this. JavaScript executor is there, and you have to convert your WebDriver into JavaScript executor. It means you have to typecast. You have to do typecasting into JavaScript executor, and then by using this reference, we have this method js.execute. A script method is there. So all those things, again the same question with respect to JavaScript executor. So all the questions are already handled in this particular tutorial, guys. So please have a look, at least have a look, and please refer this class, JavaScript executor class. You will find all the answers with respect to JavaScript executor. You will become expert in JavaScript executor, that is for sure. That's my guarantee. You can cover, you can handle any kind of scenario, okay, with the help of JavaScript executors if you cover this topic. Okay, how to get the title and how to refresh the page and everything you can cover like this. Next question is that how will you read the data from Excels? So very famous API, that Apache POI API, and JXL API also some people they use, but I don't prefer JXL. I'm a big fan of Apache POI API. And if you remember that I have already created that utilities also, that XLS reader class that I have already created, right guys? So please go through that Apache POI API, the data driven approach, right? If you go to this particular playlist, so data driven approach wise, I have covered a couple of topics. Yeah, here, Selenium tutorial for data driven approach, guys. Okay, how to read, how to use Apache POI API, these top three, yeah, sorry, these four things you have to use. Okay, how to read the data from Apache POI API and everything. And guys, if you are ignoring this particular tutorial, that how to read the Apache POI API and all these things, how to parameterize your test cases, then you cannot do anything in Selenium. Reading the Excel file is the most important thing. That parameterization of test cases, if you're using data providers also in TestNG, if you are maintaining your test data in your Excel files, okay, Apache POI API will be there. Data driven framework you have to learn, you don't have any choice. If you're creating any hybrid framework or page object model also, in that case also, okay, you have to use data driven approach. And data driven means Apache POI API. Apache POI API means read the data from Excel files. Okay, so you cannot go away from these topics. So please cover these things. Okay, these please watch all these 3-4 tutorials, and then I'm giving you a guarantee that you can, all the questions will be covered in these 3-4 tutorials. Okay, so please go through it. And I've already shared the XLS reader one class utility is available. See, Apache PyAPI and XLS reader Java file is already available over here, and all the utility methods I have already created. So please read this particular description, and then I think you are good to go. Guys, Selenium is easy, but the proper direction and guidance is really important. If you are going without, without the knowledge or maybe some half of the knowledge, then you cannot crack interviews. Frankly speaking, these days, if you are in India and if you are in city like in Bangalore or Pune or maybe some other cities, that especially in Bangalore, the competition is so high that you cannot crack interviews without all these things, because most of the people, they are already aware about these things, and the competition is high and expectation is so high. If you're going with 6 of year experience or 4 5 years of experience, then guys, I'm pretty much sure they will ask, they will judge all these skills. Okay, so please, okay, go through all these things. Don't go with half of the knowledge, or don't be overconfident that okay, no, I know everything, because once they ask about the code, there you have to write the code. That's the important thing. Okay, so please learn data driven approach by using Apache PyAPI. Next question is it possible to automate the captcha using Selenium? Straightforward answer, no. We cannot capture, or we cannot automate any captcha images or barcode. Okay, barcode readers also we cannot do that. Very straightforward answer, no. There are some APIs are available, but there is no guarantee for that. The straightforward answer is no. Captcha images are built only to avoid the automation. Okay, so we cannot do that. And it's important question. List some scenario which we cannot automate using Selenium WebDriver. Yes, amazing. Some very interesting thing that captcha images is there, read bar code is available, is there. We cannot automate Windows application, like any file upload, or not file upload, I would say the window-based pop-up we cannot automate. Bitmap comparison is not possible using Selenium WebDriver. This is available in QTP. Bitmap comparison means that image comparisons, right? PDF comparisons, okay, image validations, all these things we cannot do that. Some third party component, like very special flash objects you are using, or maybe some special calendar you are using, which is using ActiveX controllers, or maybe some other different some special calendars you are using, which is not able, Selenium is not able to identify those objects. In that case, we cannot automate those things. Okay, so the fourth point I would say that Windows OS based popups, I cannot do that. We have auto IT or Seculi or robot classes, but with Selenium we don't have any such methods. Apart from that, some third party component, okay, some third party, I would say calendars, okay, some third party calendars I cannot automate. Okay, calendars or any kind of element which is Selenium is not able to identify, in that case we cannot do that. Okay, image comparison or bitmap comparisons, we cannot do that. Image or some Word document, okay, or maybe PDF comparisons you want to do, PDF validations you want to do, okay, all these things we cannot automate. Captcha we cannot do that. Barcodes we cannot do that in Selenium. Okay, Selenium cannot automate web services also. Okay, people say that we can do no, we cannot do web service or API automation, but that's not the case. Here we are talking about more towards application wise point of view. Okay, what is object repository in Selenium WebDriver, guys? Object repository in Selenium WebDriver, there is no default object repository available in Selenium. Selenium does not provide any feature or any utility or any API to create the object repository. In QTP, we have global object repository and local object repository interfaces available. But here in Selenium, we don't have any object repository. But what is the purpose of object repository? How will you create? So we can create the object repository with the help of properties file. Okay. So if you remember, I have already covered this topic, object repository topic, Just a minute. Where it is? Yeah. See how to use properties file object repository in Selenium, guys. So it's only 40 minutes of video. Please go through it. How will you create the properties file? How will you define all the objects, properties, and everything in properties file? And very, very important question for framework designing point of view. Where are you maintaining your object repositories? Okay, how will you handle your configurations and everything? Okay, and okay, so object repository, there are two types of there are two ways of object repositories. Either you can create a normal configuration file, okay, dot properties file you can create, and then there you can define all the properties over there. Second way is in page object model with the help of @find by annotation. Okay, and that way also we can do that. Remember, this is object repository, all the page factory. Okay, page factory itself is a object repository, so we can create the page wise repository, page wise page factory in the form of object repository. We can do that. Okay, this is the right way of giving the answer for these questions. Okay, how can you use the recovery scenario in Selenium WebDriver? Recovery scenario means, let's say any abnormal exceptions or errors are coming, or any maybe runtime exceptions are coming, a browser got crashed, or maybe some any runtime exception is coming in that case. So how will you handle it? Okay, or let's say sudden pop-up is coming, how will you handle? So we have to use try catch block in that case. Okay, simple try catch block. Let's say you open driver.get and the site is not getting opened, so immediately you will come inside the catch block and print that okay, site is not getting opened, or URL is corrupted, or maybe application is not getting launched, or something like that, although it's not very important. How to upload a file in Selenium? Okay, I have already covered. To upload a file, there are two ways which are majorly used to upload a file in Selenium WebDriver, such as using send keys. You can use directly send keys method and using auto IT. So in send keys method, guys, what we have to do, simple pass send keys, and whatever, let's say I want to upload a file, naveen.jpg file. So simple in C drive, it will be like this, C drive, and inside the test folder, please upload naveen.jpg. Okay, so driver.find element by .xpath of browse button and .send keys. Okay, just pass that particular file path. But let's see, one button is there, the browse button is there, this browse button, no need to click on it first of all. Okay, what we have to do, we just need to pass the send keys, but you have to check, uh, you have to spy, you have to inspect that element, make sure the type is equal to file is there. Okay, make sure that type attribute is there, which is equal to file. Type is equal to file is there, then only it will work. If it is not there, then we have to use auto IT, guys. Okay, auto IT I could not cover because I have Mac machine, I don't have Windows machine. Once I have Windows machine, then definitely I'll cover this topic, auto IT. Okay, how to download a file in Selenium WebDriver? By using auto IT script, we could download a file in Selenium. Simple. If you want to download in Firefox or Chrome, we can define the profiling also, that the moment I click on download, automatically it should be saved into some D drive or C drive or any specific location. So you can define the profiling, but sometimes it doesn't work. But let's say I click on a link, I want to download a song. First it will ask that okay, save as, where exactly you want to download. So I have to click on save as, that is the window pop-up, right? So for that we have to use auto IT. For any operating system window pop-ups are coming, in that case auto IT will be there, auto IT will be the answer for that. Okay, so how will you run the Selenium WebDriver test from the command line? Okay, so Selenium WebDriver test from the command line, simple. Let's see, if you have any Java program, I have written one class a.java, right? This is my class A, and something I have written over here. So I'll go to my command line, and let's say it's available in the inside the C drive. So I'll go to my C drive, cdc, okay, and I'm available in C drive now. So in C drive, what exactly, simple, I'll use Java. First I have to compile it. So Java C A, okay, Java C A dot Java. I'll be using this command. So it will be compiled. After that, what exactly we have to do inside the C drive, inside the same directory, we have to use Java command, and this is the run command. Okay, so this will be handled by compiler and this will be handled by interpreter. So now I have to use a.java. Okay, so this is a simple Java program that we have to use. You have to run through command prompt. In Eclipse, generally we right click on it and we say that run as Java application, but they might ask you, it's not very important, but they might ask you at a time of interview. Now, how will you run the testng class using JavaScript? I mean, using command line. So simple, we have to use java.org. Java is the command, org testng.testng, and where exactly your testng.xml file is available. You just need to pass the exact path. Okay, testng.xml file that you have to use. Okay, java org.testng.testng, and this is my testng.xml file is available. So how to create testng.xml, everything guys I have already covered, so please go through it. Okay, how to switch between frames? Simple. How to switch on a frame? driver.switch2.frame. Simple. And in frame we can pass three things. In frame we can pass the frame id. Okay, whatever the frame id is available. Frame name also we can pass. Okay, and id or index. Okay, and index also we can pass. So these are the three different things we can pass. How to handle the frames and everything guys, please go through that video. I have already covered how to handle frames, okay, in Selenium WebDriver. It's very important interview question. What do you mean by frame? What do you mean by iframe? How will you identify that there is a frame on the page, right? How will you switch on a particular frame? By using id, by using name, by using index. Okay, so all those things I have already covered in this particular topic. How to connect to a database in Selenium guys, so please I'll share the link with you guys, because I could not cover this topic in my tutorial because I couldn't find any open source online database. So I have to set up in my machine the database and then only I can show it to you. But there is a specific code is there, 4 to 5 lines of code is there. You have to make the connection, you have to prepare the string, and then you have to pass the SQL query and it will give you the result set object and the JDBC driver you have to connect and all those stuff. So please prepare these questions by your own. Otherwise, I'll tell you later. Yeah. So again, question is that how to resize browser window. So whatever the browser window is coming, let's see. Sometimes the browser is browser window. The Google Chrome is launching. Or sometimes let's see the Google Chrome is launching in this particular size. And if you maximize also, let's see it's getting maximized till here only. But if you want to increase the size or decrease the size like this, then how will you do that? If you want to change the size of the window, size of the browser window, how will you do that? So in that case, what we have to do? Very simple. We have to use guys, dimension class is available. Okay, dimensions, we have to create the object of dimensions. So dimension d is equal to dimension, not dimension, sorry. Okay, and we have to give the what exactly a dimension. I want that, okay, 480 by 620. These are the x and y coordinates I have to give, 480 comma 620. And simple. Next, resize command, resize method we have to use, driver.manage.window.set size, and d is what? D is the object reference of dimension class. Simple pass d. If you want that, okay, I want 860 by 1040 1020, and then you can pass like this. Okay, yeah. How to scroll web page down or up using Selenium WebDriver? By using JavaScript Executor. Again, there are two methods. Scroll by method is there and scroll into method is there. Okay, scroll into view method is there. So I have already covered this thing in JavaScript Executor topic. And to know the exact thing guys, so please see, this is the last method. Scroll page down and scroll into view. So scroll page down, we are passing that, okay, what exactly the scroll height you are giving. Okay, and scroll into view, to scroll to a specific view, especially for Facebook application, right? Every time we have to scroll down until that particular element is visible. Okay, so this particular topic I have already covered, so please go through it guys. Okay, scroll page down and see, for scrolling, see, scroll page down method is already covered over here. Okay, so please go through it. Let's see, forgot password link, I have to, till forgot password link I have to scroll down. Let's see, this forgot password link is available at the bottom. Let's see, this help is there, and the first time you are on this page, so you have to scroll down and you have to click on this help. Sometimes it happens, right? So this is the way. So you have to use this method, guys. The scroll into view method is there in JavaScript executor. Scroll into view true, and till that particular element you have to pass. Help element you have to pass, or forgot password element you have to pass. So it will be scrolled here and then till here, and then it will click on it. Especially for Facebook application, that every time you have to scroll a new story, the new feeds are coming, right? So it's very, very important, guys. They will ask you 100%. They will ask you this question at the time of interview. Okay. And how will you right click? Okay, so for right click we have context click. Simple, by using action class. So create the object of actions class. Actions equal to new actions, and action dot context click method is there, and simple pass whatever the on which element you want to click on it. So simple to pass driver dot find element like this, driver dot find element, okay, by dot, let's see, xpath, okay, and dot build dot perform. So we have to use context click method, you have to remember, for right click, okay, which is available in action class. But don't forget, if you're using action class, guys, you have to use dot build dot perform method. Okay, same thing, how will you do double click? So same thing, double click, you have to use action dot double click, that's it. Okay, action dot double click you have to perform. How will you do drag and drop? For drag and drop, we have a couple of methods in the same action class. Actions class object you have to create, and we have this method. If you remember that drag and drop, guys, we have already covered. See, drag and drop concept. Okay, so this is the method that you have to remember, that click and hold, then move to the specific the target location, release it, and build and perform. So they want to hear this answer like this: action class object you have to create, action equal to this, click and hold. So simple, let's see, I have to drag this button over here, so I just drag it like this, drag and drop it like this, right? So simple, what exactly I'll do, click, sorry, simple click and hold. Oh, sorry guys, click and hold like this, and then drop it somewhere, like, okay, although this is not I cannot drag and drop over here, but I'm just giving you an example. Let's say you want to drag and drop anything. Let's say you want to drag and drop any button or any link or any image from one source to another source. Okay, so simple, like this, like this. So click and you have to hold it, and then let's say in this particular section I want to release, and simple dot release like this. Okay, so this is a sequence they want to hear at a time of interview. Don't forget dot build dot perform, it's very important. Okay, so drag and drop is also done. How to highlight element using Selenium WebDriver? Yes, how will you highlight any specific element at a time of execution for a specific element? If you remember, again, that is done through JavaScript Executor. There is no highlight method is available in WebDriver. It is provided by JavaScript Executor. It's a very tricky question, guys. And how to do that? Again, I have already covered in this topic. So JavaScript Executor is the main thing today. Please go through this video, JavaScript Executor, and I'm pretty much sure that, okay, all these questions will be, most of the questions will be covered in this 43 minutes tutorial itself. Okay, and simple, I'll give you that code, JavaScript Executor. How will you highlight an element? We have to use flash command. I mean, the flash method I have already created. See, this is the thing. Okay, let's say I want to highlight this particular section with green border or pink border or red border. Okay, so we have to pass that, okay, get CSS value of what exactly the color, and how many times, 10 times it will be highlighted like this, and that the change color of this RGB 0 to 100 means this is a green color representation of RGB. Okay, and then highlight that particular element. So we have to use this customized method we have to use. Okay, so this particular topic I have already covered. So guys, I would request, this is the end of this session. Now next session onward we will cover about SNG interview questions and everything. Okay, but these are the, I would say, top 90 interview questions on Selenium. Very, very important. Basics of Selenium, somewhere advanced Selenium, okay, that locators wise and everything, and then how to window handlers, pop-ups, alerts, okay, and JavaScript executor. There are a lot of questions on JavaScript executors. Frames are available, okay, different questions on frame. Actions classes, again very important. Drop down handling, again very important. Actions classes, you must know the syntax. Select class also, you must know the syntax, okay. Is displayed, is element, is enabled, is selected, all these small things are there. Quit and close, navigations, refreshing the page and everything. See guys, these are the most important interview question. If you, and they will ask you at a time of interview, maybe in second round. First round will be, let's say, telephonic. Second round is face to face, or maybe in telephonic itself they might, because in these questions so much of coding is not required, so people will just judge you that okay, yes, you are good enough, and they will call you for face to face. Inside the face to face, they will ask that you have to give answers verbally, as well as you have to write the code also sometimes. So either it is face to face or telephonic. But if any team lead or any senior automation engineer, if he's that guy, he's taking interview, definitely he will ask. If you are 1 year experience guy, or zero experience guy, or 4 or 5 years of experience guy, doesn't matter. In fact, 8 to 10 years of experience guy also sometimes they I mean they don't able to answer these questions. So please go through all these things. It's really important, and it's very simple also. It's all about, see, I'm s- I did so much practice. I'm writing the code daily basis. So all these things, I never see the code. This is a way, that kind of expertise you have to get. The expertise which I got, I never see the code, or hardly I see any blog or something. I write the code. All the methods and most of the method names and the code and everything, the Selenium code, syntax wise, everything is okay on my fingertips now. Why? Because I practice a lot. Okay, that level of practice you have to do, guys. Don't do any syntax mistakes if you are doing any coding on Eclipse and something. It shows that yes, your experience, that yes, you are doing something. uh, you are regular in Selenium. Okay, it's clearly visible that okay, if you are doing some any stupid syntax mistakes or silly mistakes, no, this method, no, I'm not sure about it, I no, I haven't seen that, it clearly shows that okay, you don't write the code. Okay, immediately your interviewer will get to know, either you are writing on the paper, it's okay, or on the Eclipse. Okay, so please, practice is the key, guys. Daily write at least 2 to 3 programs, okay, on Selenium. Create a class, don't copy paste. Okay, don't copy me that okay, Naveen is also sometimes to launch the browser and to launch the URL. I do copy paste because I want to save my time in the recording session. But for you guys, please don't copy paste that WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver. Please write it by your own, and then launch the URL with the driver.get. Most of the people, they don't write HTTP. Okay, then they say that okay, no, I'm not able to launch the URL. So please write HTTP also. HTTP colon double slash. So make it a habit. 5 years back, I used to code like this also. Every time I used to do that. Every time I never copy paste. I always okay write the code. For a small thing also, I always write the code. I never copy paste. Okay, because now obviously I'm experienced now in so I know all these things on my fingertips. So because I know that, that's why most of the time I do launching and some basic prerequisites, I do copy paste. But for you guys, please, okay, it's a genuine advice to all of you to crack the interviews, and to improve your speed also, because if you're writing the code by your own, you will remember those things in future. That is for sure. Okay, so don't do any copy paste and then go through all those syntax. Let's see, I have shared this code. Okay, Naveen, he just written okay, this line number 83, 84, 85, 86. Okay, okay, fine, I got it. No, don't do that mistake. Most of the trainer also, they do such kind of mistake that okay, they already write the code, and then they will share the screen with you, and they will say that okay, on this particular line, see, I've already written this, I've already written this, I've already written this. No, don't do such mistakes. Please write the code by your own. Okay, because all these things I have written, all these things in front of you guys at the time of tutorial, you can check. Yeah, here and there, let's say XRS reader utility, there is no point to write the code in front of you. Some utilities I've already created, which is not required. but in 90% cases I always write the code. Okay, so please guys, don't copy paste my code. You can create your own variable. It depends how smartly you are creating the variables, how genuinely you are creating the variables. Don't create stupid variables name like string a, string x, int x, something like that. In a practical scenario, don't create such kind of things. Let's say I want to create a color variable, a string color variable, so I'll create a string color or background color like this. It shows that okay, yes, this person is knowledgeable, this person is really good in programming, and these are the coding standard you have to follow. Write a proper method name. Don't write method name test method, abc method, pqr method. Okay, don't, or t1 method or t2 method. Don't write such kind of methods. Give some proper method name. Okay, at the time of interview. Okay, it reflects your knowledge. Yes, it reflects that okay, you are following the proper coding standard and everything. Okay, so if you see that the entire code, I never write the some stupid login method. Okay, validate crm image like this. Okay, follow these naming convention, valid login page title. So proper naming convention, the proper name of the method, the variables, very important guys. Okay, see, I never create like see, most of people they write WebDriver instead of driver, they just write dr or d. No, you should write the proper name. Properties prop. So I know that okay, prop is the object for properties class. E-driver, event listener, extend logger. Do some proper name. Give some proper name, guys. For methods also initialization. I don't write test method or ABC method. Okay. Class name also very important, guys. Some people they create the class. Let's see, I have one class A and class B. Fine. For coding point of view, in Java coding point of view, you can. Okay, guys. So that's all for today. I think from last 90 minutes continuously I'm speaking. And yeah, so please if you really like this video, please go through please share with others, with your friends, so that they can also prepare accordingly. And please refer all those tutorials and the videos, other videos which I have mentioned in this video, in this tutorial, plus refer this code. This is my Git repository. You can refer. The entire code is available over here inside the src folder. And in src, selenium session, java session, object oriented programming concept, everything is available over here. And I'll share this URL, okay, in the comment in the description section also, so you can access my Git repository also. And you can connect me anytime, like through my Facebook page. Most of the people are asking questions on that. We have WhatsApp group and Telegram group also. You can find both the URLs in the description. And yeah, on the comment section also you can ask your queries and questions, and definitely I'll give the answer for you guys. Okay, thank you so much. Please subscribe and share with others. Thanks a lot.